Don't touch that back button, because here it is, the moment you've been waiting for. It's time for the Absolutely, Completely Random Podcast with Andrew Rhodes. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Absolutely, Completely Random Podcast for Saturday, May 12th, 2018, although this is being recorded on a Friday, May 11th, 2018. I will explain why in a moment. But what do I have in store for you this week? Well, believe it or not, I got a topic that my mom brought to my attention and a little more information came to light. So, it's worthy now. Not that the site she gave me wasn't worthy, it's just that they didn't have much to go on. I'm going to be talking about a transformable, operationable robot that debuted last weekend at the Tokyo event. I'm also going to be talking about Valve, that will soon allow you to stream games on your phones and tablets. That's right, you can stream games. That's neat. Nintendo has pretty much botched themselves and dug their own graves on this one, with the Virtual Console not coming to the Switch. Oh, the humanity. Dragon Ball Tour is bringing a new experience to North America this summer. About damn time. Tiger and Bunny is about to get the Hollywood treatment. Oh boy, that doesn't sound good. A $325,000 Ironman suit that was worn by Robert Downey Jr. himself was stolen. No! Who could be out there fighting crime as Iron Man? The Last Man on Earth, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, The Mick, and a few other things have been canceled by Fox. And believe it or not, just when you thought I had enough time to talk about it last week, Cobra Kai has once again reaped itself onto my topic list because it's been renewed for Season 2 over at YouTube Red. Oh, goody! It's renewed for Season 2? I didn't even want to finish watching Season 1! It's getting Season 2? Oh, jeez. All this and, who knows, maybe some more stuff, all this week on the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. You know the drill, though, by now. ARHOADS-2012 on eBay for all your weird oddity collectible needs. I have a wide variety of stuff. I am adding new stuff up. DVDs, movies, games, trading cards, miscellaneous junk, you name it. Anything you could possibly want to have in your collection. I even have some parts for some old Power Rangers and some old Transformers stuff that you might be able to buy and fix up an old Transformer and sell it as new yourself. Hey, because one hand scratches another, right? Well, if you're interested in any of that stuff, come check out my eBay page. ARHOADS-2012 on eBay. You can also follow me on Twitter at OtakuRose, and don't forget to check out the Web Designer 18 Facebook page over on Facebook. Alright, so I guess for starters, why am I recording this on a Friday? Let's just get the elephant out of the room. It's very simple. The area that I live in is forecasted to get some pretty nasty weather tomorrow night. So I'm recording the Saturday podcast, which would have been on May 12th, on May 11th. Now, when am I going to upload this? Well, I'm shooting for Sunday morning, like I usually do, because I'm not going to intervene and change anything just because one event is, changing the balance of the world. The only reason why I'm recording this tonight instead of tomorrow is because the storms that they're predicting to come through my area are pretty bad storms. We're looking at damaging winds, lightning, possible tornadoes, none of which sound good. So, because I'm going to be constantly checking the weather, if I deem it to the point where this isn't good, I'm just going to upload it on Saturday instead and just put it out a whole day ahead, just on the off chance we don't have internet access come Sunday morning, and I just, all in general, don't have time to do it because we're either cleaning up or we're hunkered in the basement or something, who knows. So that answers that question then. For those of you wondering why I'm doing this tonight on Friday instead of Saturday, there's your answer for you. But otherwise, how was my week? Can the phrase shit show explain it perfectly? Yes. In fact, it kind of can. Last week kind of ended on a sourish note, and this week did not start off on a well note either. Everything kind of went good. Tuesday came along, meh. Worked on Wednesday, only had to do about 2.5 hours of work. I've been currently dealing with stink bugs flying around my room, courtesy of their wonderful little habit of now growing around where I live. Let's see. Didn't have to go to work today because I was told not to show up. I got a phone call from the manager saying, no, we don't need you to come in today. That's fine. My wallet's not too happy about it. And ironically, for once, neither am I. I mean, okay, I got to sleep in a little bit. It did help out because my back kind of hurt a little bit yesterday. Kind of pulled a nice little muscle getting out of the car. Otherwise, it's been a weird week. I had a buyer on eBay buy something on Monday. I quick shipped it out Tuesday morning, and it had to be there. Had to be there today because it was going to some place that needed it for a funeral. And oh boy, was I glad it got there like a day ahead of time. Whew, I was really under the wire on that. Otherwise, we've had a pretty interesting week so far, to say the least. Job hunt for a better job is still continuing. Grandfather's medical bills story is still going strong and just keeps getting worse and worse as it goes. And then tonight we have the lovely little song and dance of he accidentally knocked the phone cord into a little humidifier water thing we have, and it shorted out the one thing because it was two smaller phone cords connected together. The thing was a MacGyver to begin with, and I did it because we needed a long cord, and it dropped in by accident. I didn't accuse him of breaking it. I just said, next time, just let it go to the answering machine, and he snapped at me. So that was fun. So I got about 6 or 7 family members that are pissed off at me right now in general. And I can have my grandfather now list, so that should take it up to about 7, at least. So, yeah, not a fun week, in any sense of the word. Not a really fun week. But otherwise, it could have went better. I am planning some new videos for next week. If I get around to it, I want to do a couple more Andrew reviews. I do have some rant videos that are queued up and ready to go. I even have a channel update video I have to quickly redo because I realized, oops, I forgot something. Yeah, it's when you think about it at 2 o'clock in the morning, all of a sudden you'll wake up and go, damn it, I forgot something. But other than that, it's been a very hectic week, to say the least. So, without any further ado, let's get into this, because I kind of want to get through all the topics and just try to go to sleep and hope that tomorrow will be a better day. But let's face it, the way my luck seems to be going lately, I would probably have a better chance of getting struck by lightning 6 times in a row. Yeah. But anyway, let's get into the podcast, shall we? Okay, so my mom sent me this topic because I'm huge into robots. I like robots. I love them with a passion. Huge fan of robotic stuff. I love like mech anime series. I love Power Rangers for literally the Megazords. I used to build little robots out of Legos. I even got like a whole bunch of Technic and Bionicle parts from the Hero Factory stuff that I would just go to town and build Legos with. Just build robots out of the Legos. No, they wouldn't function unless I moved them myself with my hands, but it was still cool. Robots to me are always something that is and will always be entertaining. So, a transformable robot, it's fully operational, I just gotta geek out about it. So, the article states that the giant mech found in series like Mobile Suit Gundam, Neon Genesis Evangelion, or Evangelion, however you want to pronounce it, might be here sooner than you think. And oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, does that make me happy. Last weekend it debuted at a Tokyo event, and it's really cool. It's named J-deite ride, or J-deite space ride. It's a technological marvel that towers over even the tallest of humans, with an impressive height of 4 meters. Now, I don't know what that would be in inches, feet. Don't ask me. I'm not about to try to convert it. It doesn't just stand around looking pretty, though. It can transform into 2 different modes. Robot mode, which which will let it walk around on its two legs, and vehicle mode, which lets it transform into a drivable vehicle. Drivable. And it's big enough to be occupied by two people and can be controlled by whoever is lucky enough to take the driver's seat. However, it can also be controlled by a remote control that's connected to a wireless network. So in other words, anybody could probably control this thing if they hack the network, which is sad. It was developed in collaboration by 4 different companies. J-deite Ride LLP, Tech Corporation, Sandsea Technologies Incorporated, and Brave Robotics Incorporated. None of which I have ever heard of before. I mean, I'm not into the robotic that I can build my own robot. God knows I wish I could. But I just have never heard of those. So there's just a lot that I need to learn in this world yet. It's sad. They're marketing it as the next step in the evolution of amusement park rides and attractions, with hopes to further develop and commercialize the concept. I can think of about 6 different beautiful commercializations, and most of them involve the private sector. That's kind of sad. I mean, I can actually think of a good one. How about transforming robot car races? Let's replace NASCAR with this. I'm already liking it now. You have robots that drive around via remote control in the car mode, then you transform in the robot mode and literally just start having them beat the crap out of each other and then transform back in the robot mode. Let's get some IGPX shit going on here and let's just do this to the wall. Let's make a decent robot fight. And I like that piece of crap that we had last year, that Abomination. That was horrible. Let's have some decent robot fighting here. Come on, folks. Decent robot fighting. But anyway, the fact that they nailed that design is no coincidence either. It was actually designed by Okawari Kino himself, who was in fact first in the industry to be named a mechanical designer. Okawara, and I did pronounce it badly the first time, I do apologize, is credited with mecha designs on a staggering number of shows, including several shows belonging to the Mobile Suit Gundam franchise. I love Gundam! So those attending Tokyo's Golden Week Doki Doki Festa, All Working Cars Assemble... Okay, seriously, who the hell came up with that name? I mean, that's the name of this is. I'm not kidding. It's Tokyo's Golden Week Doki Doki Festa, All Working Cars Assemble! Yeah, it just does not sound right no matter how you say it. Well, you'll get to see this thing. It's in action on May 5th through the event itself, which runs from April 28th to May 6th, so sadly it's already done. It was really cool, I'm guessing, to see it. There's probably video up of this. Somebody has to have video up of this on YouTube, so it's got to be out there to see it. It also makes an appearance at the IAAPA Attractions Expo 2018 in Florida. Oh, cool, it's coming to Florida. Okay, great. I live too damn north of Florida. I'm not driving down to alligator country just to see a transforming car. Okay. All right. No, not happening. I'm not driving down to alligator country. Sorry. I don't feel like going down to the same place where you have a giant mouse that charges $170 to park in his lot. That's pretty much the amusement park right there. No, thank you. But it'll be down there in November for those of you brave enough to traverse alligator country. But honestly, I want to say it looks pretty cool from the pictures that I saw of it in the article and what I saw of it. It looks cool. Yeah, it seems like there could be like a little better of a design to it, like a little more fluid design. If you really would sit down and think about a little bit more, like the arms could probably do some cool stuff, look a little better than they do. Right now, it kind of looks like, I want to say, a crappy GoBot meets like a B-grade Transformer. But then again, those are GoBots. So I guess like a GoBot meets the lowest of the low grade of Transformer. We're talking like Generation 1 Transformer here. So, yeah, otherwise, it's not too bad. It's kind of weird. So, it's cool in a way. So, I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully, we'll get some commercialization of these things. We can have robot car races. That'd be pretty cool. Let's get some IGPX stuff going on in here. That would be awesome. Then again, could you imagine like construction vehicles that would turn into giant robots? That'd be cooler yet. It's like, yeah, we just got to dig up this entire road. Okay. And we just dig up the whole road, dig it up, throw it in the thing, transform right back into the truck. Nobody's ever the wiser. That would be pretty cool. But anyway, I think it's pretty neat. So that's something cool to look forward to if you're going to be down in Florida sometime in November. Check it out. As for me, like I said, I am not going down to alligator country just to see a transforming robot. Not gonna happen. You know, good old Steam. So many of these things with Valve have gone good and bad. Steam games have had such a negative feedback lately. From those crappy CSGO lottery scams to so many people just ditching allowances worth of money into games that crap out and they can't get their money back. So much bad stuff has come out of Steam. But the fact that you can soon play your Steam games on your phone and tablets might be a better idea. You can also watch Steam purchased movies and TV shows on your mobile devices too, apparently. But users are going to be able to turn their phones and tablets into de facto portable PC monitors for playing Steam games around the house later this month. Oh boy. That's when Valve has announced that it's going to be launching its new Steam Link app for iOS and Android, officially bringing Steam's long-established in-home streaming feature to mobile devices for the first time. Though there have been unofficial apps to provide similar functions for a while now. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of unofficial apps that can do a lot of stuff. I constantly look up apps for my tablet all the time to like fix minor problems or to cool down the CPU or this and that. There's unofficial apps for a lot of stuff. You just really got to be careful and check out what you're getting into. But there's a whole crap ton of unofficial and official apps. So that's weird. The free Steam Link app, will be available for phones and tablets running iOS or Android or iOS through Android support. Though Android support will be in the beta for launch. Ooh, that's never a good sign. Starting the week of May 21st. That'd be next week. I want to say yes. Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, okay. Should be like next week. Yeah, should be next week. Sometime next week. No, the week after next. Week after next. I keep thinking that I am on Saturday. It should be the week after next. Yeah. Apple TV and Android-based TV platforms also run the software, Valve said, essentially turning those set-top boxes into versions of Valve's own standalone Steam Link hardware. Oh, boy. You know what? This just gets to the point where why don't gaming companies just do this stuff too? Like, how about Nintendo? Oh, then again, they pretty much did that with the Switch at this point. But how come, like, Nintendo can't come out with their own brand of a tablet or something? Call it the Nintablet. And if they come out with this, I want it on the record that I came up with the idea first. Why not come out with the Nintablet and have it be like an entire Nintendo-based tablet? Like 120 gigabyte or 1 terabyte hard drive on that thing, 16 gigabyte of RAM, and it runs an OS that's Nintendo specific only. And what it basically does, it allows you to play any Nintendo game that you have in your account on a mobile device. Anywhere there's wireless access. You don't have to have the little cards. You just have to download it and you're set to go. They probably do that already with the Switch, and it's probably ironic because I think that's the topic I'm talking about later on. But it's still kind of weird. But anyway, the mobile app will link to a Mac or PC host system, according to the announcement. And this is an update now. A Valve representative told ARS Linux and Steam OS are also supported. So that's pretty interesting. Relaying game images and sound and transmitting controller input over 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi or wired Ethernet. It's kind of weird. Okay, so I guess the 2.4 gigahertz won't work. And what's kind of sad is that my 5 gigahertz doesn't really work that well to begin with. I have that function on my router. It doesn't work that well to begin with. So that's kind of a sad, sad day there. I hate to break it to you. While Valve said the app will include support for the Steam controller, MFI certified iOS controllers, and more, it's unclear whether more generic USB Bluetooth controllers and or mouse keyboard setups will be usable via the mobile app. And in an update to this, Valve told ARS that keyboard mouse controllers will be supported with a fuller list of compatible controllers available before launch. Of course, if you're doing stuff with computers, you're going to want to have either a keyboard or a standalone USB controller. You're not going to just want to play this one way or another. If you're playing this with your, basically using your tablet or your phone as a screen, and your computer's basically doing the computer thing, you're still having to play this with some type of peripheral controller. So you're going to need something to help pick up the slack on that. That's understandable. Valve's announcement comes as more and more major game developers are releasing full-fledged ports of their titles on mobile platforms, targeting a wider market of smartphone owners who enjoy the freedom of playing away from a TV or monitor. Mobile gaming now represents a slim majority of all worldwide spending on video games, according to a recent Newzoo report. What the hell is Newzoo? That's okay. Valve also announced an accompanying Steam video app available this summer that will let users watch thousands of movies and shows available on Steam directly via a Wi-Fi or LTE connection. That could be an important new viewing option if Valve wants its more gaming-focused Steam service to compete on non-interactive media with the likes of iTunes, Google Play, etc. I just take it right back to my Nintablet. Let's have the Nintablet. It could have a freaking Mario on the back of it. Limited edition ones based on popular Nintendo characters. If you come out with a Pokemon Pikachu one, I will be the first one in line to buy its sorry ass. And that's sad. I will actually drop money on that just for a tablet that can literally only play Nintendo games and probably surf the net. You gotta at least have that ability so you can surf the net and you can at least, play games. If you can surf the net, hey, that's cool. I can surf the net and I can play my Nintendo games at the same time. Hey, and it's not a Switch either. This is really cool. I like this. Oh, wait. Bluetooth controller? Bluetooth enabled? Hey, look. I got my own little personal thing, one little controller, and I don't have to play with anybody else. Yeah! Screw that. A battery that lasts over 6 hours? Hell yeah, sign me up. Woo, this is a lot of fun. I mean, if mobile gaming is literally taking that much of a thing, and they're a slim majority at this point, then why don't they figure out a way to make it a heavier majority? Let's get Nintendo, never mind Sony or Microsoft. They basically dug both their graves already. Microsoft wants to focus more on Windows 10, which they keep screwing up somehow or some way, and Sony's so dead in the water it isn't funny anymore. Well, their PS4 did do great, let's face it. They should have never discontinued the backwards compatibility. That was their biggest mistake. When you came out with the PS3, the backwards compatibility to still allow PlayStation 2 users to play their games was a good thing. Nintendo did that with the Cube and the Wii. You could play your GameCube games on your Wii. So if you wanted to buy the newer system, you didn't have to worry about ditching all your old crap. You could still play your old Nintendo GameCube games on your Nintendo Wii. But then they got rid of that. Then again, nobody really bought it after the Wii U came out, and then they went back to buying the Wii, and yeah, we all know how that story ended with the Switch. But with Sony, they screwed the pooch with that when they stopped making the backwards compatibility with the PS3. Then they just come out with the PS4 and the PS4 Pro or whatever they limp into the barn with now. And then Microsoft with their precious Xbox. You can play Xbox games on the 360 to a point. And now they're giving backwards compatibility with the Xbox One S, which I still swear should have just stayed Project Scorpio. You could have called it Xbox Scorpio or something. That would have been a kick-ass name instead of Xbox One S. Just call it Microsoft Xbox Scorpio. That would have been kick-ass. But no. We're just going to screw with the name. The hell with it. But if mobile gaming is where this is going, because more and more major game developers are going this way. And I mean, I've seen like some AAA game titles starting to pop up in the Google Play Store, like AAA game graphics and that. Sword Art Online Integral Factor is one of them. Digimon Links. Contest of Champions could even be considered a AAA game at this point. There's an Implosion game on there. It's like a robot thing that looks pretty cool. I'll try to remember what the name of it is. It's like Implosion or Improsin, something or other. It's really cool. It's like it's like a first-person RPG sort of deal. You control the whole thing. It's really neat. Well, I shouldn't say first person. It's a third-person view. So it's really cool. It's a third-person RPG. It's a damn good one. It's real time. Looks really good. It's sort of like Integral Factor and a few of the other games like I've played on here that are RPG based. It's fun. It's like Sword of Chaos, which was the game I couldn't remember. I think it was last week or the week before. And a lot of those are AAA games. At least the graphics on them look like they're AAA games. So those definitely coming from like major game developers, or at least subsidiaries of the major game developers. So if they're going to the mobile platform, how come Nintendo wants to still limp around with their Switch? At this point, it's, hey, why don't we come up with a great idea and go full-on tablet mode? Not this little box that you can't plug in to the thing and play at the same time. Okay, well, apparently you can. I don't understand the whole thing of it. At one point I heard you couldn't, then I heard you could, then I heard you couldn't. I don't know. I don't own one of them. But it's like, why go with the Switch? Why not come out, take the next step already, go for the tablet. Call it the Nintablet. You know, make it like a little bit of a better thing. Have it come with its own built-in stand. That it can literally, you can just like extend two legs that are in the back, two plastic legs that fold into the case and look completely, hidden. They fold out and bam! You have the ability to play Nintendo games. Any Nintendo game ever made, boom, right there on your tablet. I call it the Nintablet. Ability to surf the net. Like you can go on Google Chrome or something, or you can use Microsoft Edge, Firefox, whatever you want to use, and just go to town. Why not have something like that? And you can have like a little Bluetooth controller you can sell along with it that's rechargeable, and you can charge a decent amount of money for that. That's the way you're kind of going now with the Switch, so just take the next step. Because at this point, Steam's going to start kicking your ass, and they're going to become the next contender for the gaming market. Right now, Nintendo's standing high on the... Right now, they're standing high on the hog, basically. I mean, Nintendo is high on the hog at this point. And Valve is starting to catch up to them. At least at this rate, they're starting to catch up. If they're already going to be pulling this stuff out, they're going to be competing with the Switch. And right now, that's Nintendo's main thing. Nintendo's the big kid on top. They're the big man on campus. They're the big fish. They're the huge one right now. And if they start getting some more competition, it's going to be like, crap, we sat on this for too long. Now they're coming out. Now they're coming after us. What are we going to do now? And that's when you got to come up with the next idea, which I recommend, once again, the Nintablet. And I swear to God, if you take the idea and run with it, I want it on the record, I came up with it first. Built-in legs into the casing. Have it be like a nice thin case, nice strong legs that come out attached to two small hinges. Beautiful graphics. We're talking like full 1080p. Touchscreen, optional Bluetooth controller, 6-hour battery life or longer. Charging ports, have it be like a micro SD cable like the standard ones for tablets now. And have it be like it's Nintendo brand. Like there's different skins and cases that you can get the cover. Like you can get a Mario cover for it. Or a Pikachu cover. Or a standard Nintendo logo cover. Any of that would do wonders. In a heartbeat. You can market a Legend of Zelda one, a Pokemon one, Mario, Donkey Kong, Star Fox, you name it, you could market the crap out of this. You just need to know what you're doing and how you're going to do it and how fast you can't screw it up. But you can make a crap ton off of this. I mean, people can already play a lot of their older game systems on tablets now using emulators and stuff like that. So why not just take the next step? But Valve, kudos to Valve. They're finally starting to limp to the barn. They know Nintendo's in there. They know they're having a ball. They're having a party, and Valve's coming to crash the party, and they're coming slowly, but by God, they're coming. So hopefully this will pan out really well for them, and they'll give Nintendo a good run for their money, because Nintendo's the only game in town right now when it comes to stuff like this. They're about the closest game in town. So hopefully they can put Nintendo in their place. At least I hope, maybe. Who knows? And speaking of Nintendo, oh goody! The Virtual Console is not coming to the Switch according to Nintendo. And what's funny, now I follow a person on Twitter, Sun Gaming YT, and I had a feeling when I saw this Tuesday morning, and this is because on my tablet I can open up Chrome and I get like some little news feed down on the bottom, which I usually just scan through and I just, brush it off. I saw this and I'm like, I can just see Sun Gaming YT suddenly getting a kick out of this. I'm like, later on today, I'm going to check Twitter, and there's going to be a comment up on there. I'm going to get a kick out of reading it. It's going to be worth it. I'm going to have a blast reading it, and by God, I did. So, perhaps one day it will be possible to play Link to the Past on your Switch. Well, in the wake of news that Nintendo Switch's online subscription service will include a Netflix-like library of NES games, fans have been wondering, is the Virtual Console coming back? And the answer to that question is, drumroll please, no! No, 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 no. Yes, there's a whole bunch of no songs I could do. I should make an entire album of that. Nintendo currently has no plans to bring classic games together under the Virtual Console banner, as it has done on other Nintendo systems. A Nintendo spokesperson told Kotaku in an email late, I'm guessing Monday night. That doesn't mean Nintendo plans to ignore its older games on the Switch. No, because the retro market right now is huge, and if you manage to screw over what little fans you have left that are diehard at this point, you're just going to piss them off. They've bought the NES Classic, they bought the SNES Classic. If you come out with the N64 Classic and the GameCube Classic, I guarantee you will have people climbing up to buy them. I'll probably jump on the GameCube Classic, depending on the games you have. I'll probably jump on that. That'd be pretty cool. So, Nintendo doesn't plan to ignore that. Nintendo's previous 3 gaming consoles, the Wii, 3DS, and Wii U, each had their own versions of the Virtual Console, a branded shop of limited selection of classic games from the NES to the Super Nintendo, the N64, and other platforms, which would be the GameCube, the Game Boy Advance, Game Boy, the Game Boy Color, and the Nintendo DS. Because by the time the 3DS came out, the DS was pretty much dead, apparently. I don't know why. The DS Lite was pretty good. I don't like the 3DS too much, but that'd be the next one I'd probably get if I could get my hands on one that's cheap and is yellow. I have yet to own a yellow game system. Yep. Moving on. You could buy and download Virtual Console games piecemeal and then play them on your new console with some extra features, like save states. And I'm not kidding, it actually says piecemeal. P-I-E-C-E-M-E-A-L. Don't know what that means. Although the library was very fragmented and hard to keep track of, Final Fantasy VI, for example, is inexplicably only available on the Wii. The Virtual Console provided appealing to the Nintendo fans who wanted to play or replay entries in the company's massive classic library. That was just a weird sentence. It's inexplicably only available on the Wii. The Virtual Console provided appealing. Yeah, there should have been a period there somewhere. drumming up excitement every week as players waited to see which old games Nintendo would add to the store next. It was pretty much like all those kids standing outside of a candy store. Oh, what candy is he getting in today? What candy are they getting in today? Oh, look, they're getting in Jujubes! Jawbreakers! Skittles! Jelly beans! Gummy bears! That's basically what it is. I'm sorry. That's basically what it was. There are a variety of ways in which There are a variety of ways in which classic games from Nintendo and other publishers are made available on Nintendo Switch, such as through Nintendo Entertainment System, Nintendo Switch Online, Nintendo eShop, or as packaged collections. The Nintendo spokesperson said, the Nintendo Entertainment System, or NES, Nintendo Switch Online will provide a fun new way to experience classic NES games that will be different from the Virtual Console service, thanks to enhancements such as added online play, voice chat via the Nintendo Switch Online app, and the various play modes of the Nintendo Switch. What the hell does that even mean? Okay, so let's see. I know the Nintendo Switch allows 2 players, because you got the 2 stupid Joy-Con controllers, and single player. So, what the hell are they talking about? One Japanese publisher, Hamster, has already released Switch ports of classic games from the Neo Geo arcade, like Blazing Star and Fatal Fury. Sega has also announced plans to bring its classic Genesis games to Nintendo's latest platform, a move that signaled the lack of single unified store for classic games this time around. Oh my god, Sega's actually going to be bringing Nintendo some of their games? Last time that happened was Sonic Riders, I think. At least that was wow! You mean tell me that people are going to be able to play Sonic the Hedgehog games on their Switch? Holy shit, that's big. Damn, that's huge. That's huge news right there. Let me stop here for a moment, folks. The world is coming to an end. I can play Sonic the Hedgehog on the Switch. The classic game. Screw anything else. Sonic the Hedgehog. At least that's what I would assume anyway. I don't know. Before the system's launch, rumors had suggested the existence of a Switch Virtual Console that included GameCube games. Oh, that would have been nice. When asked by Kotaku if games from other platforms will appear on the Switch's online subscription, Nintendo's spokesperson said the company had nothing to announce on this topic. Of course not, because you don't want to hype up people only to have their hopes and dreams dashed. What type of company are you? Oh wait, you do that all the time. I hearken back to, come on Reggie, give us Mother 3. I can't hark on that enough. Robot Chicken did enough damage with it, and I just make it even funnier. Every time I think of something Nintendo's screwing people over with, that's the clip that comes to my mind. Come on, Reggie, give us Mother 3. That's what I think every single time. So, I think this is good. I think the whole concept of Nintendo trying something new like this is good, but like I said with my last topic, it's at this point I think Nintendo should start focusing on what's next and just leave the Switch as sort of its buffer. It's like, okay, look, we came out with the Switch, let's move on to the next great idea before somebody else comes along, sucks up our idea, takes it before we do, and we're right back to where we started back in the frickin' 90s again with the frickin' Console Wars version 2. Where we were taking on Sony, and then Microsoft comes out of nowhere, and it's a 3-way Mexican standoff, like you have in those crappy movies all the time. Like you have in those gangster shoot-'em-ups. They always say it's a 3-way Mexican standoff. I don't ever know why they call them that, but that's basically what Nintendo had. It was them, Sony, and Microsoft. They were always staring each other down. It's like, okay, then Nintendo decided, hey, we're going to back off, we're going to let these two duke it out. Now we're going to step back in with the Switch and go, BAM! That's what you get, baby. But with this, it brings to lot of questions more than it does answers. So you're bringing a lot of older games from different publishers onto the game, or onto your system's eShop. In all honesty, you're literally one step away from the tablet as it is now. Why not just do the tablet, just do a complete Nintendo server, and just call it done? Have them pay like $5 for the game, 10 or $20 for harder games to download, or for more popular titles, and then just go to town on that. Like I said, 120 gigabyte hard drive, or even a 1 terabyte hard drive on a tablet. If you guys can come up with that with a 6-hour battery, have the thing not overheat, right there, you got yourself the next greatest console in the world, and you didn't have to do anything about it. No, seriously, you really didn't have to do anything. Oh well. But anyway, it seems kind of interesting, but the Virtual Console not coming did anger a lot of fans. As Sun Gaming YT said, you had one job, Nintendo. One job, and you managed to fuck it up. One job was bring the Virtual Console to the Switch, the most popular and most precedentedly great gaming system. And what do? We're not bringing the Virtual Console to the Switch. Kiss off. Okay, we'll go to Sony then. Bye. I don't know. It would be nice if they would have just said, hey, we're going to integrate the Virtual Console into this newer thing, but it just, they just left everybody to twist in the wind, and that's a sad thing. It really is. I love Dragon Ball. Man, do I love Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball Z Kai, and Dragon Ball GT can go take a flaming leap off of a cliff and fall into the deepest void possible. But why am I talking about Dragon Ball? Well, because the Dragon Ball Tour is going to be bringing a new experience to North America this summer. And yay! Although I'm probably not going to get to go to it, but boo! But, oh well, more Dragon Ball fans, the better. I still remember when I went to go see Battle of the Gods in that theater, there were 6 empty seats when I went. That was great. But the Dragon Ball Super movie isn't the only event Dragon Ball fans had to look forward to later this year. Ahead of that is the Dragon Ball Tour, which is coming to the United States and Canada this year for a 7-stop tour of full exclusive goods and one unforgettable experience. Oh, please tell me I get to fight Goku. Please tell me if I would go to this, I get to take on a virtual thing of Goku where they put me into a vest or something. You can feel Goku hitting you. Oh, please tell me that you get to do a one-on-one fight with the man himself. Come on, tell me. The Dragon Ball Tour is the biggest Dragon Ball event of all time. It's going to kick off this July in San Diego, and attendees of the San Diego Comic-Con can look forward to an exclusive item like the SH Figure Arts Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, aka Super Saiyan Blue, Vegito, special color edition of the SH Figure Arts Super Saiyan Broly special color edition. And I do have the pictures of both of those, so you'll be able to see them, because they were kind of cool. I mean, Vegito just looked badass when he became Super Saiyan Blue. Man, was that cool. Only time we ever got to see him, though, in Super was when he took on Zamasu. But either way, it was worth checking him out. I mean, the god was back again. That's what it was. The second stop will be in Washington, D.C. this August, and 3 more stops have officially been revealed. Once Dragon Ball Tour makes its way through Washington, the next stops will be Toronto, Portland, and New York. Okay, so wait a minute. Okay, so it's going to San Diego Comic-Con, then shooting across the country to Washington, D.C. Then it's going from Washington, D.C. to Toronto, Canada, then from Toronto, Canada to Portland, Oregon, and from Portland, Oregon to New York. Anybody notice the pattern it's making here? Picture in your minds, if you will, a map of the United States for a moment here, okay? San Diego is out in California, which is on the West Coast. Then it is shooting all the way over to the East Coast to Washington, D.C. Going from Washington, D.C., let's add Canada's map now onto this. It is shooting up to Toronto, Canada. So it's already making sort of a half, sort of 4 here going in the opposite direction. From Toronto, it is going to Portland. So it's sort of making a triangular-like shape, going from Portland then straight over to New York. It kind of makes a symbol that kind of looks weird. Drawn out in my head here, it's sort of a strange symbol. It's kind of weird. Either way, I mean, if you can picture that, it's kind of neat. Let's see here. Where was I? Oh, yeah. More information will be coming up, so you got to stay glued to the official Dragon Ball Tour website while it charges up its key for another update. Let's hope it goes Super Saiyan 3 soon. This seems kind of interesting. For starters, there are a lot of Dragon Ball fans in the world. It is one of Akira Toriyama's most well-known series. It is a classic among classics. Even with Dragon Ball Super being hated as it is by some fans and loved by others, it's still a series that so many people will adore to this day. So, for it to suddenly go, hey, we're doing a whole new thing, hell yeah, sign me up. I just don't have a way to get there, and knowing my luck, it's going to be you have to have your tickets in advance, so yeah, that's never going to happen. But, it still seems pretty cool, I will admit that. But, yeah, that's that. By the way, just to clarify this, the article that I got this from was sponsored by Dragon Ball Tour. So, if it seemed a little, one-sided, that was why. It's actually said that in the article, by the way. That's why I thought I'd mention that. But anyway, that seems kind of cool. So, it's like a roving comic convention. Like a tour bus for nerds. It's about time nerds have something to look forward to. I mean, come on. We're not going to get anything good anytime soon to look forward to. Right? Right? I say that and suddenly I realize that there are 150 otakus, anime fans, and nerds out there ready to just give me the evil eye. Moving on. Alright. Tiger and Bunny. They're about to get the Hollywood treatment. It's going to be it's a live action thing, I think? Yeah, it's a live action feature. You all know my thoughts on live action stuff, but I'm going to say this because for once, this is actually a live action movie that will probably work. And before anybody says, oh God, he's selling out, no. Let me explain why before I go into the article. Tiger and Bunny is basically an anime about superheroes. And in all honesty, let's face it, what is the one popular thing right now? Superheroes. The Avengers Infinity War is kicking ass at the theaters and taking names. Black Panther did it before that. The only bad superhero movies we have had besides Justice League was that Batman v Superman movie. Yeah, we all knew that was coming. I'm not a big fan of DC. We all know it. But Hollywood's going to be moving ahead with its plans for this big screen Tiger and Bunny reboot. Global Road Entertainment is teaming with Bandai Namco Pictures, Image Entertainment, and Weed Road Pictures on the live-action feature, which is writer Ellen Shanman putting together a script. Don't know who any of those people are, by the way. Image's Brian Grazer, Ron Howard, and Erica Huggins. My apologies, it's Huggins. I was about to say Higgins. It's Huggins. 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 Wow, that's a weird last name there. Wow. Are on board to produce alongside Bandai Namco's Masayuki Ozaki, and Weed Road's Akiva Goldsman. Yeah, there you go. Here's what Global Road's president of Worldwide Productions, Lynn Harris, had to say about the production. Here we go. Ready? And I quote, "We are thrilled to partner with Image, Bandai Namco, and Weed Road on Tiger and Bunny. Mr. Ozaki and his team's globally recognized story and beloved characters provide us with the potential to not only produce a feature film that will appeal to the masses, but also generate a full developed franchise across the theatrical, television, and digital entertainment spaces." That is the lamest company line I have ever heard in my life. You copied and pasted that from something. Don't tell me she didn't. Or he, I don't know. Don't tell me they did not copy and paste this. That is a joke, right? That's literally a copy and paste company line there. Ozaki followed up saying, "We are determined to live up to our supporters and fans' expectations and bring this exciting project to life." So like I said, this is actually something that can work. And the reason why it can work is simple. Tiger and Bunny is a superhero show. And in all honesty, a live-action adaptation of that would probably do well. Though I wouldn't write any checks yet to any actors until you see how well that Battle Angel Attila does later this year. I mean, when that thing comes out, which I'd really like to go try to see that, if I can swing it, would be great. I mean, if that would honestly work out, well, then right there you have a great idea for how a live-action, superhero-esque type of show will go. But in all honesty, just think Avengers and throw in Tiger and Bunny. I mean, you can CGI the costumes if you want, literally make them CGI with real-life people, or pull an Ironman sort of deal. Since they're basically wearing armor and costumes, they're literally like the Avengers. If you're going to have all the superheroes in there. And it's a good series, don't get me wrong. It's like, I think 25 or 26 episodes. It's split into 2 seasons. Season 1 is really good. Season 2 goes a little off the rails with the daughter of the one character getting a really unique power that she can use any power she comes in contact with, provided anybody touches her. It's sort of an interesting kind of deal, but yeah, it does have its drawbacks. All in all, though, it's a good series, and like I said, it's one of the few that'll probably do well as a live-action series and a live-action movie. So no, I'm not selling out. I mean, when I actually heard about it, I was a little cringeworthy. Then it dawned on me, no, this one could actually work. Because it would almost be like an Avengers type of movie. And let's face it, those have done well. Though if the Ron Howard that's in this is the Ron Howard that I'm thinking of, you might as well just stop while you're ahead. Don't get me wrong, if it's the same one that I'm thinking of, first off, he doesn't do bad movies, but he's not cut out for the superheroes stuff. I was trying to think of a nice way to say it, and I just said stuff then in the end. He's not cut out for the superhero sort of stuff. He's more your drama and exponential type of person. He's not what you'd call superhero-esque good. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, though, this is something I can actually say to look forward to. I mean, I'm kind of looking forward to it. I mean, I like Tiger and Bunny. It was a decent series. I'd like to see how they're going to do this. I mean, it's really cool. And if you want to check out the anime, you can check out, I think the first episode's still up on YouTube yet. Otherwise, yeah, I'd say check out the first episode. If you can't, check out a trailer for it at least. Google it. It's a really good series. I will say that. It's a damn good series. It really is. Okay, friends, we have a mystery on our hands. Here's what we know. So far, and this is all that we know, an Iron Man suit worn by Robert Downey Jr. has been stolen. Now, the suit is apparently worth $325,000. My guess would probably be AIM, or Advanced Idea Mechanics, or Hydra, or some nerdy fan. I don't know. I really don't know, and I'm not a detective, and I wouldn't recommend anybody trying to solve this one, just for the fact that let the police do it. They're trained to do it. We're not. But anyway, this is what's happened. So this was brought to the attention of the media on Tuesday. It was reported to LAPD on Tuesday that a burglary occurred at a storage facility, a prop storage facility, sometime between February and April 25th. Now, what was stolen? An Iron Man suit. A $325,000 Iron Man suit worn by Robert Downey Jr. Now, I, first off, would like to say the following. To the sick bastard that is listening to my podcast thinking you got away, they will find you. I hope they do. You stole a piece of nerd memorabilia that makes all other nerd memorabilia wonderful. I, for one, am pissed. I am a huge fan of Iron Man. I always have been a huge fan of Iron Man. I always will be a huge fan of Iron Man. Iron Man is my favorite superhero. My all-time favorite superhero. I always liked the old Armored Adventures of Iron Man that they had on back in the 90s, where he had like the different interchangeable armors. Because my grandmother would get me some of those toys when we went shopping. It's like, oh, hey, look, here, it's on sale. Here you go. And I got like a whole bunch of really cool ones. Granted, they didn't have much mobility and much posability, but they were cool. That's what I liked. The cartoon series was good. I watched it. And I'm pissed at this. So, the Los Angeles police are investigating this. It's the disappearance of an Iron Man suit that Robert Downey Jr. wore. The officials confirmed it on Wednesday. The LAPD was alerted to this robbery on Tuesday. And this is the suit, the same one that he wore in the first Iron Man film that jump-started the entire MCU back in 2008. So you stole a classic one. Now, this is my question. Now, are we talking the Mark I, the Mark II, or the Mark III? Because all three of those were in the first movie. Now, if he stole the Mark, I shouldn't really say he. It could be a she, so I do apologize. I'm not trying to say. If whoever stole it, which one it was, might narrow it down. Because if it's the first one, that thing's bulky. Not to mention it was in pieces unless they rebuilt the damn thing. They rebuilt it for the second movie and the third one. The Mark II, which really wasn't that bad of an armor, or the Mark III. I'd probably want to go with probably the Mark III, because that's it's the iconic one, the red and gold, but I don't know. I'm pissed. I really am upset about this. This bugs me. So apparently this was stolen sometime between February of this year and April 25th of this year. That's a pretty big-ass window. Was there, like, no security on this lot? Did nobody bother to check any crates? Did you just take for granted that, yeah, it's in there and just say, screw it? Or maybe, I mean, like, did we get invaded by aliens or something? Did Thanos find it and decide, hey, I'm going to take this, screw my Infinity Gauntlet, I'm going to take this instead? No. Something's up here. But either way, it's still stolen. I'm still pissed. I hope whoever took it, if you're listening, returns it. You have a piece of nerdvana. This is not something that you should hold and keep and try to get rid of. You will get caught. I hope you do. I really hope you get caught. Whoever you are, I hope you get caught. I hope they prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law. And I hope that they personally throw you in jail. And I hope they stick you in a jail cell with Big Bubba. Yeah, that's right. I want you to be in the jail cell with Big Bubba. Right next to Big Bubba. That's who you got to be rooming with. If I'd be the judge in this, that would be my sentencing for this. On top of which, you have to go to comic book conventions, and you have to be security. Not paid security either. You're the one that stands at the door and checks people to make sure that they're not carrying any weapons. You have to see all the nerds whose lives you hurt by taking this suit. That has to haunt you every single day. And then print up a whole bunch of fake news articles that say, Iron Man defeated because suit missing. Could not find Mark whatever suit. Unable to defeat bad guy. Heroes lost. And just really make you feel bad. Because this is a horrible thing. First off, a $325,000 suit. You just walk right out the door with it. Did nobody catch you? Catch you. Did anybody not even notice? I was like, well, we only noticed on Tuesday. How the hell could you not notice a suit, a freaking prop missing? Do you not have people that go and make sure that everything's where it is and do a freaking inventory once a month? How big's the storage facility? I would at least have somebody go, okay, we need people to go around, make sure everything's still here and accounted for. We're doing an inventory. Boom, yep, it's all here. Yep, this warehouse is good. Yep, this one's good. This one's good. Why don't you do that like once a month? I'm hoping that this prop storage facility upgrades their security. They obviously need to. It had to have been an inside job. At least it's my assumption, because whoever got it just basically walks right out the door with an Ironman suit. How do you walk out the door with a $325,000 Ironman suit? I don't understand how you walk out of there with a $325,000 Ironman suit. It makes no sense. It doesn't. It makes no sense to me how you walk out of there with that type of cash, literally carrying it, or however you manage to sneak it out. I don't know how. I hope they catch you. I hope they find you. I personally hope, and I really, really, really hope for this, and I mean this. I hope they find you. I hope they prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law, because this pisses me off. Okay, I feel better now. Well, Fox has decided they're going to be cleaning some house. Yes. The Last Man on Earth, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and The Mick have been canceled over on Fox. Now remember, Fox recently sold some of their stuff to Disney. And I wouldn't be surprised if Disney had a hand in this. Somehow, some way, in some strange universe, but I don't know. Anyway, The Last Man on Earth has been canceled after 4 seasons at Fox, according to Variety. From writer-producer Will Forte, and director-producer Christopher Miller and Phil Lord, The Last Man on Earth centered on a small group of survivors of a deadly virus. It starred Forte, Christian Sahal, Schaal, I can't pronounce it, January Jones, okay, Mel Rodriguez, Mary Steenburgen, and Cleopatra Coleman. These new actors, or are we scraping the B-list and C-list barrels here? So, I don't know. Produced by 20th Century Fox Television, the series was executive produced by Forte, Lord Miller, Seth Cohen, Eric Durbin, and Tim McAuliffe. Never heard it. Never saw it. Don't know anything about it. Don't really care. Shows come and go. Fox has also canceled The Mick after 2 seasons. Again, another never heard of it thing. Single-camera, dysfunctional family comedy followed Caitlin Olsen as the titular Mickey, a woman stuck raising her spoiled niece and nephews after their parents are arrested for defrauding the IRS. Sophia Black D'Elia, Thomas Barbuska, Jack Stanton, Carla Jimenzi, and Scott MacArthur also starred. Again, never heard of it. Produced, by 20th Century Fox Television, and is canceled. But this is what I really want to talk about. I could care less about the last 2. I haven't watched cable in years, to be honest with you, so I really don't care. This is what finally gets me. This is a show that I never liked from the start, and I'm going to explain why. Fox has finally canceled Brooklyn Nine-Nine after 5 seasons. Okay, alright, I can hear a lot of fans out there going, I like the show. Yeah, you're entitled to like the show. Everyone's entitled to like what they like. I was just never a fan of this. I could not get on board with it, and I'm going to tell you why. It's a comedy series that's set in the 99th precinct of the NYPD. It starred Andy Samberg, Andre Bagger, Terry Crews, Melissa Fumo, Stephanie Beatrice, Jolo Triugolo or something, Chelsea Peretti, Dirk Blocker, and Joel McKinnon Miller. I never liked it. It premiered a while back on Fox. It started overshadowing The Simpsons. Back when I was still watching cable, it just, I couldn't get into it. I just honestly could not get into it. It drove me up a tree. What I saw of it, I didn't like. Originally, if I remember it right, it was on like a Tuesday night, or it was on one night. I watched one episode. I couldn't get into it. Or at least watched clips of an episode online. I just could not get into it. I'm like, screw it. I'm done. To hell with it. Because it was basically a comedy series about cops. Now, I like comedy series about police officers if it's done tastefully. This was not done tastefully. In any way, shape, or form, this was not done tastefully. And this is the show that they're going to basically ship out to other buyers. NBC and Hulu are going to be logical options. Personally, I kind of think you should just shoot for, just basically go 100%, just shoot for Adult Swim. This has them written all over it. Because it's basically something that you need to be stoned to enjoy. I don't mean to insult anyone out there that liked the series, but to me, it felt like stoner programming. That I couldn't understand half the jokes. I couldn't get the jokes that weren't really done well. Andy Samberg just is not one of my favorite comedians. He's not that great. Terry Crews, I think, was way underused in this, if anything. It just wasn't that great. It hit its... It originally premiered in September of 2013. Earlier this year, it hit its 99th and the more traditional milestone of 100th episode. And yeah, Universal Television is going to be shopping this thing around. It's my guess would honestly be try Adult Swim. They will probably buy this thing in a heartbeat to replace something that they had. Because you're literally talking about a show that was on Fox for a while that could basically border their ratings for a while and really do well. Be off basic cable and go 100% full balls to the walls on a decent cable network. On the big leagues, I guess. But, I don't know what to say. I'm just not a big fan of it. I'm kind of glad it's gone. That's where I'm getting at. I'm glad it's gone. It's canceled. Goodbye, good riddance. Bye-bye. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. However, Fox has also renewed the following shows. They previously renewed 911, Empire, Star, The Resident, The Gifted, The Orville, and The Simpsons for the 2018-2019 television lineup. The network has also ordered new dramas The Passage and Proven Innocent to series, as well as a new comedy entitled The Cool Kids. So Fox really isn't limping to the barn with this. They're cleaning house. It's like, okay, it's 5 seasons. I think the fans are tired of it. We're tired of it. Goodbye. Good riddance. Get out. And it's like, yeah, here we got these that are moving in. I mean, The Simpsons is going on, what's it now, season 30? The Orville, I heard, is pretty good. I haven't seen it. It's a Seth MacFarlane show, and I can only stand so much of Seth MacFarlane. I'm sorry. I can only take him. He's like a very powerful prescription medication. You're only supposed to take it like once every 2 months. That's about all of him I can take. I'm not that big a fan of his. He's just way too, I want to say, out there. It blows my mind a little too much. It's like I just can't take it in large doses. It's just one of those, I don't want to take it. I don't want to, handle it this way. But that's what it is. I'm just not that big a fan of his. I try not to watch a lot of his stuff, mostly for the fact that I just can't follow it. I mean, I own Ted. My mom got me that the one year for Christmas, so I do have Ted. I have seen Family Guy. I have seen Robot Chicken. He does do some Robot Chicken stuff. So it's not like I haven't seen anything he's done. I'm just not that big a fan of his. I'm really not. I mean, animated stuff I can stand, but when you actually see him, it's like, it's just one of those comedians that I just can't click with, and it's like, I can only stand so much before I start to get tired of it. That's kind of what it is. But other than that, Brooklyn Nine-Nine's gone. That's the takeaway from this. I'm happy it's finally gone. It's a show that I didn't think should have lasted a season to begin with. It seemed way too idiotic for me. I'm glad it's gone. Good riddance. Goodbye. Don't come back. Go to Adult Swim. Nobody will find you there. This is funny. I just talked about this show last week because I watched the 2 free episodes last Friday, and guess what made it on my topics list this week? Well, believe it or not, it's Cobra Kai. And why did it make my topics list this week? Because it got renewed for a 2nd season on YouTube Red. That's right. The show that basically makes you want to feel sorry for Johnny, well, guess what? It's getting season 2. Oh boy. So, YouTube Red's given the 2nd season order to its Karate Kid follow-up Cobra Kai. The series, which first dropped on the streaming service May 2nd of this year, stars Ralph Macchio and William Zabka in their reprised roles from the 1980s franchise. This time, though, they're all grown up and mentoring teenagers in their own way. Machio's Daniel LaRusso is a typical San Fernando Valley dad, while Zabka's Johnny is still a gruff and grizzled guy who reluctantly takes a neighbor. I'm not even about to try to pronounce the name. It's XOLOMARIDUENA. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this. I am going to mess that up in a heartbeat. Under his wing and opens a dojo of his own. The cast also includes Tannen Bachman, or Buchanan, I don't know, I can't pronounce it. Mary Mouser and Courtney Hengeler, I think. The series had, according to the articles, all the right elements from the very beginning. Compelling characters, a storied rivalry, and the talented original stars. YouTube's global head of original contents quoted that, apparently. The way viewers have embraced the new twist on this beloved franchise has been nothing short of amazing, and we're thrilled to partner with Sony TV, Overbrook, and the extraordinary creative team led by Josh Held, John Hurwitz, and Hayden Schilloshberg. I can't pronounce names tonight. To create a second season. Oh, God, why? Look, I'm just going to come right out and say it. I said it last week and I'll say it again. It's not a good show. I'll admit, yes, we needed a kind of good follow-up to this. It's been 20, 30 years. We needed a follow-up to this. Did we need a follow-up like this? No. You could have made it a freaking 3-part movie. Honestly, you could have made it a 3-part movie. Like they did. The next, the Karate Kid again. Rise of the Karate Kid. Rise of the Karate Kid Part 2. And Rise of the Karate Kid Part 3. But no. Or better yet, you could have called it Rise of Cobra Kai. Rise of Cobra Kai Part 2. Or just called it Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai 2 and Cobra Kai 3. Why did we need a YouTube Red series? And you could have just easily made it a movie. So, the series comes from the writers and executive producers of Josh Held, John Hurwitz, and Heidi Schlossberg. I cannot pronounce the name. Hayden, I apologize. The show-running trio also served as directors for much of the first season and will do the same in the second. James Lasseter and Caleb Pinkett will also return as executive producers. The show comes from Hurwitz and Schlossberg Productions and Overbrook Entertainment in association with Sony Pictures Television Studios. Whew. That's a mouthful if I've ever heard one. They were so elated with the performance of Cobra Kai and our incredible partnerships with Josh, John, Hayden, and Overbrook, and of course YouTube Red. This has been a remarkable experience, and the audience reaction only further validates what we already knew, that this team and series are exceptional and incredibly special, said Jeff Frost, president of Sony Pictures Television. I said it last week. I said my piece with it last week. But why? Okay, I get the whole concept that you want to have it be the reverse of how the Karate Kid was. Here's the thing, though. You're basically having it be exactly the same as the Karate Kid, but the only difference is Daniel's the stuck-up rich guy, and Zabka and Johnny's the crappy, I'm, the lone dog, I'm screwed type of person. And I just cannot get behind Zabka's character, Johnny. I can't. I cannot get behind Johnny. I never could. I'm not going to even try. The show first debuted at the Tribeca Film Festival in April and also got a one-night theatrical screening for the general public in the same months. Fathom Entertainment hosted that special re-release of the original Karate Kid film and the first 2 episodes from the series ahead of their digital premiere. In addition to Cobra Kai, some of YouTube Red's original scripted offerings include the animated Dallas and Robo, starring John Cena and Kat Dennings. Oh no, why? I mean, I knew she needed to do something after Two Broke Girls ended, but no, No, you have so much talent. Do voiceover work for a good thing. Do voiceover work for anime or something. God, no. Oh. Doug Liman's Impulse, and an upcoming comedy set in the hip-hop world starring Adam Pally and Sam Richardson. Oh, God. Okay, I'm just going to come out and say it. YouTube Red, I think, at this point, is a joke. Your freaking free trial stuff, if you're giving out a free trial, that means you either want people to come or you just want them to come, see what you have, and then when your free trial's up, go, well, do you want to stay here with the big boys, or do you just want to go back to the free stuff? I'm going back to the free stuff, where creators have more content about what they make. It's not scripted. It doesn't feel forced. I'm going back there. And anybody's free to join me. I don't care if I walk back alone, but I'm not staying here. Poor Kat Dennings. Oh, God. You beautiful woman. Oh, God. I'm sorry. I had the hugest crush on her when I saw Two Broke Girls. I had the hugest crush on her. I'm sorry. My mom won't deny that. Because I always had a crush on... When I was in high school, I had a huge crush on Lindsay Lohan. And in one episode, the two of them were in the same show at once. And my mom goes, oh, you're going to be losing it this week, when she saw who was guest starring. I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, you guys see who's guest starring on Two Broke Girls this week. And I look, I go, oh, God, no. And I saw the trailer for it, and I'm like, oh, God, no. And she's like, oh, you don't know what you're... She goes, my mom's like, oh, she goes, you don't know who to root for now, because you like them both. I'm like, oh, damn it, I do. But that's just sad. But like I said, though, with this whole YouTube Red series, the Cobra Kai thing, I said my piece last week on this. I really mean that. It's not a great show. Okay, I will admit, a fan will probably like it. I'm just not that big a fan of William Zabka. I'm sure as hell not that big a fan of Johnny. And when I think of Johnny from The Karate Kid, the first thing that comes to my mind is the guy that's beating the crap out of Daniel LaRusso and making his life a living hell in the first movie. And when I think Cobra Kai, I just think of the dojo from the third movie and the first part of the second movie, where John Reese is basically choking the guy out. He's choking Zabka's character out because you lost the tournament. He's a freaking teenager. He lost the tournament and you're beating the crap out of him because he lost. Then Mr. Miyagi comes over, doesn't even do anything, and just kicks your ass. What does that tell you? You're a bad teacher. No such thing as a bad student, only bad teacher. Damn true. At least they held one thing true, and I said this at work because we were talking about this on Wednesday. At least they didn't try to fake Pat Morita still alive. They do have Mr. Miyagi's died in it. And my one coworker goes, well, yeah, they'd have to do that. Pat Morita's dead. Yeah, and it didn't dawn on me what my rebuttal should have been. I should have said, yeah, but in Hollywood today, I'm amazed they didn't try to pull a, hey, let's get somebody that looks like him and have them come in and be Mr. Miyagi. That would have pissed off so many people. But that's the one thing I can safely say that they've gotten right. But in all honesty, I just can't get on board with this. I couldn't get on board with it when I watched the 2 free episodes. I think it's a gigantic mess. If YouTube Red wants to go for it for 2 seasons, be my guest. As far as I'm concerned, this is something that I'm not going to watch. If you want to subscribe to YouTube Red and watch it, be my guest. I'm steering clear of it. It's basically the inverse of The Karate Kid, and I like the Karate Kid movies. I love the second one. The third one's a mess. It should have never been made. And the first one's all right to watch because you kind of need to watch that to get the gist of the second movie. At least the background of the 2 main characters that travel to Okinawa. But otherwise, I like the second movie more. That's the first one I actually ever saw. I saw that on TV. I'll never forget that. It was a Monday morning. I was going to help my uncle with something about 10 o'clock, and I got up, it was like 6 or 7 in the morning, and lo and behold, Karate Kid Part 2, so I'm like, hey, I'm going to watch this. I'm sitting on my bed in my room watching it. I will never forget that. It's just that good of a movie. I own it on DVD. That just tells you how good of a movie it is. I hate the third one with a passion. It was so bad, the third one was. The third one sucks so badly it isn't funny. But this just feels wrong. I don't know how to put it any other way. It just feels wrong. But that's my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. But there you go. I don't know what else to say about it. Alrighty, folks, that's going to do it this week for the Absolutely Completely Random podcast. Don't forget, this Sunday is Mother's Day. So remember to thank the woman in your life that brought you into this world or raised you, or that you call mom. I don't know how it works anymore nowadays. I really don't. And my mom already got her Mother's Day present. I got her a computer because we kind of need to replace the one that broke. So I got her a computer. That was her Mother's Day gift. She knows it. I told her, I looked right at her and said, this is your Mother's Day present. So she knows she's not getting something on Sunday. I already gave it to her early. So she knows for a fact you're not getting it on Sunday. I already gave it to you. She's fine with that. I don't even have a card. That's the sad part. So happy Mother's Day, Mom. You're getting a shout out on the podcast. But otherwise, don't forget to wish your mom a happy Mother's Day. If you forgot, quickly make a handmade card. She'll probably love it. And until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes. This is the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. And I'd like to thank you for tuning in. I will catch you all next time. And until then, bye-bye.